Welcome back to today's video, and we're going to be talking about animal cruelty. I know many people have been talking about animal cruelty, have been making videos on those stuff, and have been showing highlights of animals getting abused. But then the thing is that we can only stop this by spreading awareness, because there's no other solution to stop animal cruelty. Because no matter how much we go behind people, there are many unreported cases which take place, which nobody knows about. Because for the year of 2007, there's been 1,880 cases to 2,000 cases where those were just reported cases of animals being brutalized by humans. But then there are majority of cases which have not been informed to special authorities, and we need to basically keep an eye on each and every person who basically owns a pet, because we never know how another person treats his own pets, because we see them bringing in animals and all that stuff, but then do we actually know how they treat them? Do we actually know what type of a cage that they put them in, or what type of a environment they place them in once they've been purchased from the pet store or something? So that's something that we need to get involved with. But then first I want to talk about basically the types of animal cruelties that we've been seeing. Basically, one of the main things that was being brought about is the building of bet for dog fights. So basically, what people do is that they bring 2 or 3 dogs towards this whole pit, and they trade money for bets in order to see who wins the most amount. So one of them, regardless of this, one of the most disgraceful, the most unhuman acts that I've seen is basically in the videos which have been posted mainly on Instagram, because that's how I got to know that humans are this much inhumane and insane when it comes to dealing with animals. Because there was one video which showed a person putting a puppy inside a smoke crate and then lighting it on fire by putting kerosene oil on it, and then the puppy was running around with the crate tied onto its back, and he was basically on fire. There's another video where a cat was doused him with petrol and was put on fire, and the fellow so sadistic that he had to watch the cat run on fire all over the place, and just watch it die, laughing stuff. And one of the most inhumane cases that I've seen is in Sri Lanka. It's basically I think Otara has also posted this a long time ago, where actually 2 people were 2 girls, I think, were throwing a kitten here and there, they were kicking it or something like that, and there was, I think, authorities took hold of the case. I'm not quite sure about that, but as you can see, there are those type of people who exist in our society, and we should bring awareness in order for them to stop it, because we can't be going around poking each and every person in society, because we never know who has an animal, who doesn't, and who treats animal well and who doesn't treat animal well. And another thing that I wanted to mention is the elephants who are being brought into these pet. Basically, these elephants are somewhat trained, because they are being brought out from the wild, but then some of the caretakers tend to not treat these elephants very well. I think there have been many clips shown on Instagram and YouTube where they poke them with that stick that they have, or they start whacking them while they bathe, and while they bathe, because either the elephant might be reluctant to bathe at that time, but then it clearly shows that they force the animal to stay in a very obedient manner. Otherwise, it comes to strict terms where they have to poke the animal, or they have to give a certain force in order to keep them in a ruling manner. But then wild animals are wild animals, and I think they should let them be in that manner, because ultimately you can't change a lion into a cat, can you? No. So basically, I do get it. Wild elephants are wild, but then there's a way of taming an elephant. If you show them loving kindness, I think they would do the same. Caretake them in a very loving way. Not by poking them or shoving them with stuff. That's actually really unruly. It's actually a disgraceful parental function because of what these inhumane people are doing. And what comes to my mind the most is that the pet shops. Regarding the pet shops, because there are some unlicensed pet shops that are in the roads. Many people are not aware of these pet shops because once you step into a pet shop, you actually see a lot of cages where the animals can't literally even turn their backs, because there's one pet shop right up my road, and basically I was lucky enough to take some surveillance footage and some photos of what I recorded, and it was quite devastating because I actually wanted to take some photos of the pet shop because I've seen a lot of dogs being, a lot of puppies being kept in small crates about this much size, and the puppies are this much, and basically the puppy just howls and howls and howls until some owner gets him away, because that's basically them howling for help, them howling to get outside of the cage. So I don't get how people mistreat puppies in such a way, or mistreat animals in such a way. That same pet shop had a bunch of parrots which were kept inside a cage, and they were kept in the dark. There was a separate compartment where I saw them. I just saw a couple of birds, something green color in the dark, and to my surprise they were parrots. And there were ducks also, very ill ducks, they're about to die. You can literally say when I questioned the owner, they were trying to disregard my question, and that's where I knew that these people are actually doing something that was not with consent to the authorities. And mainly another thing that I wanted to bring about is basically why people want to distinguish between breeder dogs and unbreeded dogs. It's basically stray dogs are put for adoption, but then is there any sort of adoption for German Shepherds? Is there any sort of adoption for Dalmatian? Is there any sort of adoption for Labradors? No. Rottweilers? No, because basically people have learned to distinguish, even this pet trade, they have learned to distinguish, and they want to keep those animals in captivity once they find them. So they want to put the price tag on those type of dogs' lives, for a high price, and the people who actually want to love animal the most, the people who actually tend to show love towards the animal, cannot actually go and get a puppy like that or get a dog like that because they don't have enough money to reach such high standards. For example, if you take it in the US, there are people who actually adopt Rottweilers, it's just a normal thing for them, but then we should learn to change the pet trade. We should learn to treat each animal equally, and not put a price tag for each and every one of them. It's basically fair that you actually buy a pet from a pet shop. I'm not saying that's wrong, but then putting overpriced stuff for just animals' lives like that, it's just quite horrible. It's quite horrible to do. I get it. If you're selling an animal, selling in a proper way, there should either be a crate, a huge crate where there's not enough space for it to roam around and move, but then I don't think animals should be kept inside small cages which are this much, and they can't even turn their backs around, and they can't do anything to move out, so they just howl and wait. So I think those things should be minimized the most, and as I said before, we have no other option but other than to spread awareness, because the more we spread awareness, the more we witness something, we can immediately take action by calling the police or calling authorities, because as I said, there are many unreported cases in this world. So all I have to say is that, as a rep, always, be aware of any animal cruelty that's going on. If you ever see a abandoned kitten or a puppy on the road, please take it to a vet or to some shelter as soon as possible and get them checked up and whatnot. And always treat animals with love, kindness and respect, because that's what they expect from you. And always think accordingly and do them good, because the more we do good to them, the more they treat us with kindness, the more they respect us, the more we respect them. So I hope that concludes today's video about animal cruelty and how to spread awareness. And that's it for today's video. Always spread awareness towards this whole case, and let's save the amount of animals.